Welcome back to Term 3 for Stage 2 Physics. This term is all about light and atoms. So this video is just a quick intro about how the videos are going to work. I've made some slight changes based on the feedback, and then we'll get into it in the next video. So the first thing I wanted to cover is that I did a survey with everyone. I didn't get all of the responses that I would have hoped, but I got quite a few responses towards the end of last term about how you felt about the video format, what could be improved and things like that. Some of the really good feedback that I got was around things like reminding and reinforcing what the actual learning intention or the SACE outline was for each video. And that's something that I've taken on so that as we go through each video, there might be a particular slide that refers to the original learning intention. And I've got these little sort of pop-up speech boxes that'll keep reminding you, hey, this section in particular is one of the learning intentions, just to kind of hopefully help reinforce which aspects are really important and which aspects are maybe more the background knowledge or the useful knowledge rather than the thing that might actually be assessed. The other thing that I've done is I've tweaked the layout of the questions that are within these videos. So previously I just had a little 1-minute timer, and then after a minute I gave you the answers. What I've done now is basically the same as what we would do in class. So I've changed it so the timers reflect how long it should be taking you to do the questions. There is still music in the background, so if that bothers you, feel free to just mute the video during that time. But what I'd like you to do is do the problems while the timer is running. So rather than just pausing it, working on the solution and then unpausing or skipping forward in time and seeing what the answer is, I want you to practice this working within the time frame. And this is a really good skill because, as I've said before, working at speed is one of the crucial parts of, for example, the end of year exam, and also just building that confidence. So a lot of the stuff that we've got in the slides is kind of like we've just talked about the concept and then you're applying it. So it's not too much abstract sort of reasoning. It should be relatively straightforward, I hope. But I'd like you to try and practice doing it within the time that I've given you in the video. If you need more time, by all means, just pause it. I'd rather you pause and finish than just go, oh, I ran out of time, I'll keep watching the video. Don't do that. That's not going to support you. So that's another aspect. Other than that, I think it's very much sort of the same. I have gone through and retweaked it. There's an old set of videos from the past year that I taught Year 12, which I've linked as well. So if at any point you want to race ahead and I haven't updated a video, you can watch the older ones. The content is still exactly the same. I've just gone back through and I thought I could improve on some of the slides, which I've now done, and I think some of the video qualities could be a bit better. Other than that, in lesson, the plan will still be very much the same as last term. So the expectation is that you come to the lesson having watched the video, and then I will give you some problems, we'll have some discussion, and you'll have that time to work in your workbooks. Some students reflected that they didn't particularly like this style, and one of the things that I would really reinforce that I think was missed in the feedback for those that didn't like this style is the benefit of doing the problems in the lesson. And one of those is that I'm there as well if you need some support, but it's also a really, really important and useful skill for you guys to build those networks with your own classmates. So sitting, as most people are doing, sitting in groups, working on problems in groups, having those discussions, those debates, those kinds of things are really important to help you learn. And not only that, it's a crucial skill for next year when you go to uni, or eventually when you go to uni if you do. Building those networks, finding people that you can work with and having those study sessions is really, really important. It's very hard to get through solo and just sort of be off on your own without that network, because it's very difficult to get in contact with the lecturers in uni. It's very hard to find an answer if you get stuck, whereas if you're in a group of people, you've got that network, it's really important. So that's what I'm trying to set you guys up for now. And I maybe just wasn't clear enough about why I want to do that. So other than that, let's get stuck into it. We'll start off with our intro to waves.